Former Singapore President Halimah Yacob has urged the public to not forget the plight of Palestinians amid the escalating conflict between Israel and Iran. On 16 June 2025, she took to Facebook to express her concern, writing, "Palestinians are still being killed by Israeli soldiers and continue to starve. Don't forget them." Her comments came shortly after Israel confirmed it had carried out multiple strikes on Iran's nuclear facilities and military targets, claiming that Tehran had amassed enough nuclear material to produce bombs within days. In retaliation, Iran launched a large-scale missile attack on Israel on 13 June, firing hundreds of ballistic missiles at various locations, including Jerusalem and Tel Aviv, according to Iran's state news agency IRNA. The escalating conflict between Israel and Iran has raised fears among Palestinians that global attention will shift away from the ongoing humanitarian crisis in Gaza. A retired UN official told the New York Times that the Israel-Iran tensions could undermine efforts to secure a ceasefire in Gaza. Halimah has long been an advocate for Palestinians, consistently condemning the dire humanitarian conditions in Gaza. She has criticized the limited aid deliveries into the enclave, which she described as a mere trickle of supplies, insufficient to prevent mass starvation. Halimah has also condemned Israel's treatment of Palestinians, drawing attention to forced displacements and violations of international law. In February, she called out former US President Donald Trump's suggestion to resettle Palestinians outside Gaza, labeling it a clear violation of international law and likening it to the 1948 Nakba, when hundreds of thousands of Palestinians were expelled from their homes. Earlier this month, Halimah expressed alarm over reports of Palestinians being shot while trying to collect food at aid distribution centers in Gaza, calling the incidents cruel and dehumanizing. Since late May, the Gaza Humanitarian Foundation, a US-registered non-profit supervised by the Israeli military, has been responsible for distributing aid in Gaza. However, the United Nations has refused to participate, citing concerns over impartiality, neutrality, and independence. On 15 June, GHF reported distributing 36,000 food boxes, equaling over 2.1 million meals, but violence at these sites continued. On 17 June, Israeli troops reportedly killed at least 70 Palestinians and injured hundreds more while they sought aid. UN Secretary-General Antonio Guterres condemned the killings, calling them unacceptable, and urged an independent investigation into the incident. Since GHF's operations began in Gaza, over 300 Palestinians have been killed and more than 2,000 wounded while attempting to collect aid. Meanwhile, efforts at the UN Security Council to implement a ceasefire have been blocked by the United States. On 5 June, the US vetoed a resolution calling for an immediate ceasefire and unrestricted humanitarian access, arguing that it failed to explicitly condemn Hamas and that adopting it would reward intransigence. Since the outbreak of the conflict on 7 October 2023, the Palestinian Health Ministry has reported over 55,400 deaths, including at least 17,400 children and more than 129,000 injuries.